The new moon in the sign of Cancer denotes feelings that may have been dormant in the realms of our unconscious psyches, symbolized by the underworld and Pluto, which come returning to us like a tide coming in with waves crashing on the shore, especially considering that this new moon happens in the second decan of Cancer, which is ruled by the moon, but sub-ruled by Pluto. This energy will be familiar to anyone born during the heart of Cancer season, from about July 1st to July 11th. The strong influence of Pluto bestows a tremendous capacity for depth, intensity, and business management, similar to Scorpio. This decan of Cancer has a strong Scorpio flavor to it. If you were born during this decan of Cancer, or have prominent placements here, people are drawn to your empathy and sensitivity and intuitively know that they can trust you with their deepest, darkest secrets. Back when I was working in corporate America with a side hustle at Whole Foods, deep in my workaholic era, strangers would come up to me all the time and they would tell me their life story. Often, they would be embarrassed after the fact at having done so, and it's because I genuinely listen, and that's sadly quite rare. Life can be chaotic and turbulent sometimes, as the energy has been and will continue to be in the middle of 2 back-to-back Capricorn full moons, from June 21st to July 21st. Remember to rely on your exoskeleton during these times to protect you from the ocean's dangerous waters and turbulent tides. You are completely in your power to, at any point in time, stop, meditate, and regain center. Venus is co-present, featured by conjunction to this new moon, for the 3rd new moon in a row, beginning back with the Taurus new moon in May. So this has been building up for some time. Venus's co-presence, especially with the new moon on Sirius, a fixed star associated with Venusian energy and themes, adds more emphasis to the Cancer energy and influence. This is the first new moon after 2 consecutive new moons forming a very tight conjunction to Venus, where Venus is finally emerging from her superior conjunction to the Sun and a conjunction to Mercury. More on Mercury in a moment. Venus's superior conjunction to the Sun the past few months is symbolic of Persephone coming back from the underworld. After a period of reflection, she's taking this time to integrate all that she has learned, honoring change as she comes into greater wholeness. Venus has been resting, reflecting, and communing with the stars, and she will reemerge in our sky as an evening star once she falls out of this conjunction to the Sun. This is the symbolic rebirth of Venus and all things Venus rules. The divine feminine collective, our mothers, sisters, daughters, spouses, significant others, what we love, value, invest our time or energy into, and the work that we do to earn money or resources. When Venus reemerges, she will be in the sign of Leo, which is significant for several reasons. Venus is associated with the heart chakra and our center. And so is Leo energy. We will be coming from the heart with renewed passion, energy, and courage. This is all about how to be in right or balanced relationship with the self and others. We must first balance these internal forces within us if we are to manifest a balanced relationship. Venus in Leo prepares to face fixed star Regulus, the royal star, and the heart of the Leo constellation, which is fixed 28 degrees Leo. This is taking us back to the year prior, when we had our first Venus retrograde to begin and end in the sign of Leo since the 1700s. I will plug that video here as an end card. For anyone who would like to rewind to Venus retrograde through Leo 2023 and review. But she covered the territory of 28 degrees to 12 degrees Leo, right on Regulus, the heart of the Leo constellation. We will be revisiting these points again in 2024, with both Venus and a Mars retrograde coming later in the year. All the important masculines in my life have Regulus heavily aspected. Both of my brothers have their Mars in Leo on Regulus, while my current partner has his Sun and vertex point of fate and destiny on Regulus. My oldest brother was born with Mars direct, while my other brother, born second 2 years later, has it retrograde. My current boyfriend also has Mars in Leo, slightly out of conjunction to Regulus though. Clearly, I know and like the energy. We will have a Mars retrograde through Leo later on in the year, beginning in December, revisiting these points. And this serves to shatter paradigms of the past, especially as it relates to shattering power dynamics between masculine and feminine energies that keep us in illusion and separation instead of union. I'll explore Mars a bit deeper in the Mars-Uranus conjunction chapter of the video. But Mars is the hero's journey, especially as the planetary ruler of the North Node in Aries. The effect of this upcoming conjunction is to increase our clarity through some sudden change or event, as Uranus guides Mars to see more clearly. This is about tapping into the inner fire, drive, or yang masculine energy within each of us, no matter how we identify. Yang energy is all about how we assert our presence and our energy in the world, and its source is the sun, associated with Leo. Mars has ties to the third chakra and the solar plexus. And so does Leo energy, our life force, our energy, our vitality, and our identity. These energies serve to help us shift out of trauma, exploitation, marginalization, victimhood, victim consciousness, and over the next few years, we are shifting out of separation, conflict, and competition, and into harmony, oneness, union, and peace. The moon, sun, and Venus in Cancer heightens our intuition, and it can bring hypnotic power through creative works. Venus, 22 degrees. 22 degrees is a master number considered to be an evil degree in degree theory. It is the kill or be killed degree. In some cases, it can indicate the death of a loved one that proves to be deeply transformative to us in some way. If you have placements at the 22nd degree, don't panic because this isn't always the case. If you have placements at the 22nd degree, let me know. Drop it in the comments if you feel comfortable. Death can be metaphorical, after all. We must allow the old parts of self to fall away if we are to evolve into who we are destined to become along our soul path or dharma. Depending on the sign, house, and how she's aspected within a person's natal astrology chart, Venus, 22 degrees, often indicates patterns of trauma and abuse experienced within interpersonal relationships and in the workplace. In the sign of Cancer, this could have a lot to do with our families and healing patterns of generational karma and trauma. Having this in conjunction with our new moon indicates that this is part of the deep reflection we're in as we envision a more harmonious, balanced future in the age of Aquarius. But first, we must shed the tired old limiting paradigms of the past that sought to keep us small, separated, and easier to control and manipulate. The Sabian symbol for 14 degrees Cancer rounds up to 15 degrees Cancer. We're reading from The Sabian Symbols, A Screen of Prophecy by Diane E. Roche. Cancer 15 degrees, a group of people who have overeaten and enjoyed it. We're on page 135 if you're following along. Satiety, satisfaction. This symbol speaks to man's enjoyment of the fruits of his labor, while at the same time cautioning against hoarding, gluttony, and overindulgence. The image of a group of people who have overeaten and enjoyed it dramatizes the fullness of a shared experience with others, but it also points to the necessity of using discretion and the inevitable consequences of overcompensating for a lack in one area by going overboard in another. This image also suggests that the individual who develops an inner richness of being will never feel empty and deprived, or try to make a present moment last forever out of fear of a barren tomorrow. This is bringing up a lot of overcoming lack mentality. At its highest, this symbol represents exceptional competence and a passion for life. On the negative, there can be a lack of self-control and a tendency to engage in excess. Today, the accent is on overindulgence. You may be inclined to overdo or go overboard in some manner today. Opportunity. Your greatest advantage lies in knowing when it's time to stop. Be moderate. Risk. Guard against living too fast or too hard out of a fear that time and things are running out. Don't be greedy. Stepping stones. Satiation, gratification, satisfaction, enjoyment, abundance, fullness, extravagance, luxury, overindulgence, gluttony, excess, indiscretion, hedonism, intemperance.